Before we hop into the video, we are doing a giveaway. We're giving away $1,000 worth of Amazon gift cards and an iPhone 11 Pro. To enter, make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment down below something interesting that you found in the video. And to better your chances, come back to future videos that we release and do the same thing over there.
2021, the year that follows what is perhaps the most unusual year in human history. 2020, the NBA has never seen anything remotely like it, and every single player has had to adapt quickly and without warning to the surreal world we're now living in. Needless to say, not every organization nor every player has adapted the same way. As we move into 2021 and the uncertain future of this new NBA, here are 10 of the most shocking NBA body transformations we've witnessed so far. James Harden. James Harden appears to have gained a surprising amount of weight during the offseason, and it doesn't appear to be muscle either. When the Rockets made their preseason debut in December of 2020, a photo of Harden warming up went viral on Twitter. The basketball world was set on fire with jokes about Harden's appearance. Many suggested he now resembles former NBA player and current analyst Kendrick Perkins, thereby insulting two players at once. This prompted Perkins himself to chime in with an apparently self-effacing joke tweet of his own, sharing the viral video and captioning it with, quote, "Yep, I got a wig on." Between this and the controversy surrounding his demands to be traded elsewhere, James Harden has a lot of work ahead of him to convince Houston basketball fans that he actually cares about winning this year. James Harden has a lot of work ahead of him to convince Houston basketball fans that he actually cares about winning this year. Carmelo Anthony. While some players have lost progress during the chaos of 2020, others have taken the opportunity to revitalize themselves and come out stronger than ever. One of those players is Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony has had a tumultuous career in the NBA after some ultimately fruitless playoff runs with the Nuggets early on. It wasn't until 2019, after a flurry of trades and disappointing seasons, that Anthony was eventually traded to the Portland Trail Blazers, and things finally began to click. After exhibiting an exceptional performance in the NBA bubble in the 2020 postseason, Anthony re-signed with the Blazers for another one-year contract in 2021. Upon his return this year, Anthony shocked the basketball world with his physical transformation, having slimmed down significantly and bulked up some muscle you normally wouldn't see on a player his age. At 36, Carmelo looks as in shape as he ever has. One thing that's really gotten the basketball world universe buzzing is the fact that Melo has actually never been in tip-top shape until now. Even in his rookie season, when high-flying dunks and swift acrobats were an absolute staple of the younger player's arsenal, Carmelo Anthony was described by NBA pundits as, quote, chunky. Being a 6'9" small forward who can break ankles and fly like MJ to the rim, even when he isn't in his ideal body weight, means that Carmelo has a natural physical aptitude for basketball that is extremely rare in the NBA. It's no wonder fans are so enthusiastic to see him finally optimizing his body for the game and excited to see how this will impact his ability to contribute to Portland, a team that is already running one of the most explosive offenses in the West as it is. Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford is 40 years old. In the history of the NBA, only 30 people have continued to play past that age. This is all the more amazing when you realize that prior to the 2020 season, Jamal Crawford was technically not in the NBA after finishing the 2019 regular season in Phoenix, the team with the worst record in the West that year. Crawford went unsigned until July 9th, 2020, when the Brooklyn Nets announced they had signed him as a substitute player in the NBA bubble. How Jamal Crawford pulled off this miraculous feat has been the wonder of basketball fans and critics the world over. No player has ever managed to leave the league and then rejoin it at the age of 40. Even Michael Jordan was a spry 38 when he joined the Wizards, and he retired again only a month or so after his 40th birthday. Crawford's feat was made possible in part by the fact that an already injury-ridden Brooklyn Nets team lost 4 additional key players when they each opted out of playing in the bubble. This created an emergency situation for the franchise, and an opening for the 40-year-old veteran to step in and play for his astonishing 20th NBA season. But how did Crawford manage to make himself the ideal choice for the Brooklyn roster? The answer is he worked out like crazy during his time out of the league. After the Suns dropped him in 2019, instead of easing into retirement and making plans for a new life post-basketball, Crawford hit the gym like his life depended on it, determined to work his way back into the league once again. Jamal Crawford took a 40-year-old body that had played basketball for 19 years and transformed it into a viable piece of a playoff roster. Nikola Jokic. The Joker of the Mile High City, Nikola Jokic, is a very large man. Prior to the quarantine, he was widely regarded by fans and critics as overweight. As a 7-foot-tall center, additional weight such as this can be helpful, but it can also slow players down. Jokic is a player who is renowned for his unique passing abilities, as well as his unusual shooting range and dexterity for a player his size. This being the case, Jokic and his training staff apparently decided that this was to be the year for a shocking body transformation. Nikola Jokic has emerged from quarantine having lost nearly 30 pounds. The difference to his physical appearance alone has been immediately obvious to anyone following professional basketball in recent years. Not only is the Joker now thin as a rail, but he is now quicker and nimbler on the floor, making him even more dangerous for opponents than before. Marc Gasol, another big man who has taken the opportunity to transform his body in 2021, has been Marc Gasol of the Toronto Raptors. Like Jokic, Gasol's massive height and position at center mean that a little extra body weight can help box out the opponents, but slow down and ultimately hinder his game. In 2021, Marc Gasol is showing up thinner than ever. At 6'11", his newfound agility is bound to be a valuable asset for the Raptors, and the recently awakened rabid Toronto fanbase is anxious to see how a more physically fit Marc Gasol will impact their team. Russell Westbrook. Unlike some of the other players on this list, Russell Westbrook has spent his entire career exemplifying what it means to be at the very peak of physical fitness. His eye-popping vertical leaping ability and lightning speed have been the marvel of the NBA fandom for years already. So the idea of Russell Westbrook somehow transforming his body in the offseason to be an even more athletic than it already is frankly terrifying. But believe it or not, that's exactly what he did. Westbrook has been very active on social media recently, posting footage of his workouts. In 2020, his rebounding and scoring both increased. And in 2021, only time will tell how much Westbrook will continue to improve his already extraordinary physical skills. Dion Waiters. Despite playing in the league for nearly a decade and spending his early years alongside LeBron James on one of the best teams in the NBA at the time, Dion Waiters has struggled to distinguish himself on the world stage. Finally, in November of 2019, while playing for the Miami Heat, Waiters accidentally got way too high and had a panic attack on a flight to play the LA Lakers after consuming an edible. The Heat suspended Waiters for 10 games following the incident. Waiters decided to try to redeem himself by calling in sick a month later, and then posting a very obvious photo of his healthy self celebrating his birthday on a boat. The team had had enough, and after a brief trade to the Memphis Grizzlies, Waiters was cut off from the team and the NBA in general. But miraculously, Waiters was given a second chance when the championship-bound Lakers signed him in 2020. Waiters seized the opportunity and hit the gym harder than ever before. In 2021, Dion Waiters is showing up 13 pounds lighter and much stronger and more fit as well. His scoring average has gone up significantly since joining Los Angeles. And now, with a championship ring on his finger, it looks like Dion Waiters is finally ready to make a name for himself in the NBA. Luka Doncic. While most of the transformations on this list are positive, some are not. James Harden isn't the only NBA star who appears to have lost, rather than made, progress in the gym this past year. As a player already criticized for his apparent distance from peak physical fitness, the basketball world has been alarmed to notice Luka looking even less fit this season than before. His coach, Rick Carlisle, even addressed this publicly, stating that Luka is, quote, learning that greatness is a year-round proposition, end quote. Owner Mark Cuban also chimed in, admitting that Luka started the season while not being in, quote, as good of a shape as he wanted, end quote. Even Luka himself said, quote, I'm not in my best shape. I will get there for sure, end quote. That Luka and others are being so candid about the issue is certainly commendable, but probably cold comfort for the Dallas fan base who are now watching their team struggle to establish a winning record in 2021. LeBron James. Like Russell Westbrook, LeBron James is already a player for whom physical fitness is a strong point. The man is 6'9", 250 pounds, and most likely less than 10% body fat, making him a true marvel of elite athletic excellence. However, once again, like Westbrook, LeBron has been very active on social media recently, posting footage of his intense health and fitness regimen, which he reportedly spends $1.5 million on per year. At 35 years old, LeBron led the Lakers to an NBA title in 2020, and he looks poised to do so again in 2021 at age 36. Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson is one of the most hyped NBA draft picks in recent memory. He was selected first overall by the Pelicans in 2019. At 6'6", with a vertical leap of over 45 inches, Zion Williamson has incredible innate athletic ability. However, like other players on this list, Williamson has been scrutinized for his apparent distance from peak physical conditioning. In 2021, Zion is showing up to prove the critics wrong. Reportedly, the youngster lost nearly 20 pounds during the quarantine. Already a fearsome young athlete destined to run rings around defenders, Zion Williamson is now re-entering the league with an untold potential, having slimmed down, bulked up, and optimized his already astonishing physical skills. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell icon for more content. And let us know in the comments which body transformation you think has been the most shocking so far in 2021.